The Anachronauts. They travel through time by downloading history to their brains and archive the past in order to save the future. With their trusty brain download computer, the Epic Traversier, they randomly visit the past year after year. Join them as they embark on their next adventure. Prepare yourself for Anachronology.
First he was tech here, so let's get here. We got the old tech setting the stage. Let me just pull up. What do we got here first? Okay, tech. This looks like it is the Casio F91W digital watch manufactured by Japanese electronics company Casio, introduced June '89. This it's what did it say here? It is popular for its low price and long battery life. This, if you were a child of the 80s, this is the middle class. This is the ultimate dad watch.
It's a flex. It's a total flex. And I have to say, one of the terms they loved to coin and use was the WR, water resistant. And I will say that I think more of these watches broke by people swimming with them than probably any watch.
This I always can remember my dad's, when he would come home from work and take it off, like take his wallet out, take his car keys, and he always had, I don't know if it was this model, but I definitely know it was like a Casio. And I think this was like I said, the middle class, whatever. This was like a Louis Vuitton purse, was this like what women aspire to have. A dad in the 80s is rocking a Casio early.
It really is. It's kind of it's a piece of symbolism that, I spent a little extra money on myself. I could still hear this fucking alarm going off. My grandfather used to have it, and he would just fall asleep. He'd be jolted awake by the sound of his Casio alarm.
I was just looking at the faceplate here. I think it has the backlight, dude.
Yeah, the green backlight.
Bro, I'm such a fucking, oh my god, dude. I'm thinking like, I don't remember those having like a flashlight. Of course, this thing didn't have a flash. It was to illuminate the backlight of the fucking watch. God damn, what a dummy. But yeah, definitely the not a Rolex, it's a Casio. What do we got next here in Techamajig? KidPix.
Oh my god.
KidPix is a bitmap drawing program designed for children. You think? Originally created by Craig Hickman, first released for the Macintosh. No wonder why it's fucking looks the way it does. 1989, subsequently published in 91. Hickman was inspired to create KidPix after watching his son Ben struggle with Mac Paint, and thus the main idea behind development was to create a drawing program that would be very simple to use. The application is now owned by Software McKeeve, who had been involved in the development of the Macintosh version of KidPix Deluxe 3, and has been the sole developer of the KidPix series since the initial release of KidPix. The program is currently in dormancy with no updates since 2018.
waiting for that download patch, dog. Yo, can I do 4K photos on KidPix?
Oh.
Is there AI image replacement in my KidPix program?
Bro, okay, so if ever savvy young kids were when this came out in 89, and then they in dormancy, it was last updated in 2018. So with the advent of tablets and everything, even as much as 6, 7, 8 years ago, what was KidPix bringing to the table that you couldn't find on a iPad or a Mac Surface or a Galaxy Surface or whatever? I mean, KidPix.
It just looks like Photoshop for slow people, really.
This do I remember these things too? This copy of JS KidPix belongs to you. I think it's probably some code you had to put into like not piracy. Not pirate.
It has weird icons. It's like this little like blender icon. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a very, very early adoption of Photoshop and any kind of like, I guess, but it's for kids, so it's fun.
Yeah, and these little I think this is supposed to be like a boy and a girl holding. I thought this was going to be like, you see it like on the below the X, the
oh yeah, I'm seeing those like purely black figures with white eyes and teeth.
Is this a Coco Pelly? No, is this
KidPix?
Right,
You've been seen. You're seen.
You would figure with all of the color that you're bringing to the party, you would have used color other than black for your little logo people there.
This was the cocaine era of software design at Apple, and anything flew.
What do we got next here? Look at this technology.
Oh yeah, dude.
Look at this technology.
This hits. I own these. I had these, bro. I pumped these things up. This was such a, you talk about some snake oil bullshit right here, but boy, they look effing cool.
When you said snake oil bullshit, it was the first shoe to have an internal inflation mechanism that regulated a unique fitting cushion in the lower and upper tongue to provide locking around the ankle.
Oh yeah, but see, the thing was, is it never stayed, so you'd be there, and that was the appeal of it. I think they made it so you were just the idiot pumping it up, pumping it up, pumping it up.
Dude, couldn't you over pump? Was there a proper number of pumps? Like, just you pumped it until it was.
There was an adequate amount of pumps, but as a kid, you're going tight. Like, so I was probably cutting off like circulation to my feet, but I remember pumping it up, and it made a noise, so it was all tactile and it sounded cool. But that lasted what, a hot month, and then it was like, these suck.
I don't know if they have, there's obviously Air Jordans or Michael Jordan shoes. They've been going since he signed his name over to him. The pump, man, you don't see the pump. Hell, you definitely don't see it now.
You don't see the pump. I kind of wish they would bring. I feel like in this new age kind of resurgence of like what was old is cool now. I'm shocked we ain't seen a new like the bohemian pump. Bring it back.
We need to cut down on you need to go back to the drawing board with the pump, right? Though this is too much. This is like doing this is too much work. There's got to be like a cooler, sleeker way to get the pump on.
What if it's just an app? You push a button on it and it just talks to your shoe. Bluetooth, tightens it up.
Even I was gonna say, even the self-adjusting from
Back to the Future.
Those are Nikes. Those aren't Reeboks. So even then, like,
crossing brands there.
Nike basically out-pumped the pump with by removing the pump. What do we have next? Not all technology, folks, is wires and electricity, because here's some new tech that came out in 1989. Pull ups, dude.
Man, talk about making your fucking crapping your pants fun.
Dude, first introduced in 1989, became popular with the slogan, "I'm a big kid now because I can piss and shit in my own pants." Nothing says I am on my way to adulthood by the shit and piss that I've just soiled myself with isn't leaking out all over my legs.
Yeah, mommy, wow, I'm a big kid now. And guess what? Here's this gross diaper I took off with all my fucking piss and shit in it.
Yeah, that seems like a little fetishism. Whoever invented this brought their bedroom talk slyly to the slogan campaign, because I mean the kid saying it next to himself and the mom all proud like, "Oh, look at you, are a big kid. You shit your pants." And strangely enough here, apparently AI producer, what is old is new again, because we have some adult pull-ups called underscares.
Underscares. What's the scares part? And it's a Kickstarter. All right.
I believe this is adult diapers to wear while you're gaming, specifically horror games. I just finished the demo. Need to change my pants. Thank Red Barrels. We got some other little talking points here. I think we have, look at this. What? There's a stretch waistband. There's a midnight brownout abrasion-resistant fabric.
A butt grid.
Ultra mesh.
They're making up this technology. They're just lying. This is snake oil high tech. This is wild.
These are the basics too. I think there's an advanced model coming up, but dude, look at this terminology: sewage suppressor.
Oh,
damn.
Yeah. See, they're mixing weird words, and it's very weird. What's this like upside down green cross?
I'm sure that's probably some
logo
of the company.
It'd be funny if it was like an LED, like a game light LED.
Well, I think that's you got a little wearable light. You have a little LED right there. This is the deluxe underscares.
This is so gross. You can see, look, I love that like they know that gamers just are like crushing like Code Red and fucking like Monster Energy. Look at, they made their like whole like drink pocket.
Yeah, it's got a holster, so you
That's
can literally
gross.
You can consume the liquid that you are evacuating from your bladder into your underscares, and
it's within inches of each other. It's amazing.
So we've gone from mommy, I'm a big kid now, to I'm shitting and pissing my pants while I'm playing League of Legends.
Roblox.
In Roblox. The first flipper, the Motorola Micro Tac cellular phone, first manufactured along the first introduced a new flip design where the mouthpiece folded over the keypad, although later production, the mouthpiece was actually located on the base of the phone along with the ringer. This set the standard and became the model for modern flip phones today. Dude.
I mean, it looks like a fake phone. It looks like it's weird looking at it now. It looks like a kid's phone. And can you imagine the brain tumors this thing was making?
Can you imagine the reservations at Dorstio you could pull with this thing now? Bro, this has got Wall Street
it's so true.
Man.
Talk to me. That's what you have to say that when you answer that phone.
Yeah, where's my 8-ball? Talk to me.
Just like shooing away hobos as you walk down Fifth Avenue on that thing.
Let's see Paul Allen's Motorola Micro Attack.
Oh, wow. He went with the off pearl color they offered exclusively for real estate agents.
This I know nothing about. This is the Kawai Q80 musical instrument, a musical sequencer that was built in
cool.
2ED floppy disk drive for storage. It allows playback, editing, and recording via its MIDI connections. There is a battery backup, thank God, and to hold when the unit is powered down. The tempo can be set from 40 to 250 beats. I don't play any musical instruments, so
it's an early sequencer, which is cool. And I mean, I can imagine it was incredibly 80s sounding because obviously here it is in 89. But it's weird that like the tiny little LED that you got to read shit off of, and I love that it's all on like a tiny little disc like that.
Dude, it's stuff like this where I am reminded that I am not smart because someone figured out how to put all of this info like onto computer, this little floppy disk. Like I don't know what iterations this came after this or what this technology was then adapted to or put into. All I know is there's a lot of fucking electronic sounding music. I'm sure
probably came out of this thing.
Yeah, right. That comes out of this thing. Like I don't know if Daft Punk has got one of these on their soundboard or whatever.
People kind of crave for the old school kind of obviously analog of like the 70s. The 80s is no different because it was taking this certain kind of hardware like this to produce that music, and now it's all just like a fucking loop or a sample that's an MP3. Like the actual like getting the music out of that onto that disc, that's gold right now if you even have one of those things.
And like the design too, like I will tip my hat, like aside from it, obviously everything is touchscreen nowadays, but for the sleekness of all just the buttons and the design, and like you mentioned, the little LED screen, and then this big clunky hard drive, like that is sticking out like a sore thumb. So if they could have only shrunk down that storage device, this thing would have looked super, super chic. Instead, it kind of looks like a prop for a sci-fi show. But yeah, Kawai Q80. Look through your garage, see if you can throw it up on
audio heads, gear heads that watch the show. There's your hard-on moment.
Look at this thing. This is speaking of computers doing shit, the IBM P75 traveling configuration.
Looks heavy.
All components, dude. That thing looks super heavy. To use a computer, one places the computer on a desk, you think, and opens and the latches on either side of the front of the computer to release the keyboard, which swings down. The keyboard can then be fully released from the main unit and height adjusted for comfort. The screen viewing angle can also be adjusted by pulling on tabs either side of the screen. All right. So if this, like, what do you think the owner of this device, what was he doing with it? You know what I mean? What was this? Like, how could you really roll into a business meeting or whatever? Like, all right, let me just set this up. I have to unlatch this here. I have to put this down. I have to height adjust it. I have to latch this out.
Bringing it in a road case.
Do you have somewhere where I can plug in? I mean, I don't know how, I guess, I'm not saying this is not a valuable machine when it came out, like as far as like what functions it can perform for the user, but why would you need to travel with this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's almost like the form and function thing of back in that time. Nothing was really functional. Like these kinds, like computers were really just like at that stage before it became like, being in people's homes. It was all just like big, government agencies use them. I mean, what's this thing to do? Contact a fucking missile silo? I mean, that's like,
I mean, I wonder if it's written by IBM, so maybe there was some sort of contingency, or this would make it easy if you did need to go down somewhere where there was electronics. You needed to, I don't know, code something. We need wildcard resident expert for this. So maybe we'll have to revisit.
Bring them in. Maybe we'll get one.
Yeah. I mean, it's thank
Tell me
Christ.
what any of this means.
Yeah, laptop, you are not IBM P75, but good on you for trying. Hey, look at this. We got I had never heard of this thing until AI threw it up here. The NES Satellite is a Nintendo Entertainment System multiplayer adapter accessory created by Nintendo, released in '89, with select supporting games. Satellite allows up to 4 players to play the NES simultaneously. It acts as a wireless range adapter for all wired controllers with the use of a portable battery-powered infrared technology.
Super early on that technology. Yeah, because I mean, look, you're still it's funny because you're still looks like you're still plugging in a controller, but that console with all the 4 taps is actually talking to some kind of like you said, infrared thing. I wonder where that thing plugged in on the NES.
Yeah, well, it looks like the setup, it must go into the input, like one goes into port 1 for player 1 controller, the other goes into player 2. It's probably similar to setting up Duck Hunt. We can have the controller and the light gun. The normal controller has a range of 7.5 feet. The satellite extends to 15 feet. Did it though? Did it?
Yeah, did it though? Imagine how weak that infrared signal was on the original NES.
The right idea though. I mean, having the game, I remember changing from the PlayStation guy having the wireless DualSense, the freedom of being able to.
Oh my god! The cord cutting on in gaming was revolutionary, and it's just honestly, even to like this day and age, it's gotten so great. It's gotten so smooth, and even the charging cycles for the controllers. But there was nothing like the old school wired NES controllers, and it was the worst when you like tripped over them, and that would just take everything down and to pull the whole fucking console out. Disaster.
I can still hear the rattle of one of the controllers I had. Just that thing when you pick it up and you hear that. It's like
something's loose in there. Yeah.
And I think this is the last thing we have. But also, speaking of cutting the cord, I know we brought up Nintendo or the Game Boy, but the Atari Lynx is a 16-bit 4th generation handheld. 4th generation? Huh, interesting. Handheld game console released by Atari Corporation September '89. Look out, it's the first handheld game console with a color liquid crystal display powered by a 4 megahertz CPU and a custom 16-bit blitter. More advanced than Nintendo's monochrome Game Boy, released 2 months earlier. It also competed with Sega's Game Gear and NEC's Turbo Express, released the following year.
Yeah. I mean, really, it's like, sure, it's in the world of like what Game Gear was trying to do with it being more like horizontally wide than it was like vertically tall, like the Game Boy. But look how tiny that screen is. I mean, it's probably like that freaking big, that screen that you were like glaring at to try to see. The color ain't helping that.
I don't think I ever saw one of these in the wild.
Never.
I've ever seen one of these in the wild. Let me see. We do have a commercial though.
The 4 button, is that 4 buttons on that thing? That's interesting.
Yes. It's got the old BA. I don't know. I see Y. I don't think that's like X. But we do have, let's see, a little of this. We're gonna do a little. We got this little share screen. We're gonna share it up. Look at who had one though.
Hey, Mr. Block, can I go to the bathroom?
2 minutes.
I'm gonna go smoke some dope.
Oh yes! Oh,
wow, yes. They're really selling it here.
Tobey Maguire, dude.
Oh yes!
Oh my god, that is Tobey Maguire.
Introducing Lynx from Atari.
Wow, blast from the past, dog.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah. So
that would have been great if there was just a huge fart at that moment. But obviously, we're not doing that. It was a little too against the grain, too edgy for '89.
The only kid cool enough to have a Lynx was young Tobey Maguire. Even his character, they had him in like rolled up sleeves and like a denim, vest, like because that's the cool kid. That's what the cool kid would wear. Cool kid have a Lynx. But there you go, 1989.
Nice.
That's what you get for the tech of the last
very
year
techy.
Of 80s.
That's pretty great. I mean, again, like so a lot of stuff. I was surprised. A lot of stuff came out of that, out of '89. Some big leaps and bounds for tech.
Well, speaking of leaps and bounds, we have got leaps and bounds with our subscriber count and our view count. So thank you very much. And what came with all of that is our next segment here, a brand new segment. It is Why Can't I Find It Here it is. Nope, it's not that. It's not that. It is some viewer mail. Hey, all right.
Fun.
Let me get
You like us. You really like us. Like us enough to write us a letter?
Yeah, so
I'm excited.
Tom and I, we have seen like I mentioned, the view count and subscribers grow. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who has written in. So let's see here if we can answer some of your questions, comments, concerns. Let's go for this first batch of viewer mail. Clay's mom says, you didn't have that many hand-me-down clothing from your cousins growing up. I think she's referring to an episode where I mentioned that I think I said something along the lines of my fashion all depended on my older cousin. So, Mom, thanks for being the first commenter.
Is she fact checking us as well? I kind of dig that. I feel like your mom should just fact check us more.
Maybe I misspoke, Mom, but all I know is I definitely had my brother and my two older cousins clothes. So I've duly noted. So everyone listening at home, I guess I didn't have that many hand-me-down clothing.
Set the record straight here on Anachronology.
Next up, Wanderer84 says, Tom, you seem to have a different hat each episode. How many hats do you have? Except for this episode right now. So Wanderer84.
Okay, Wanderer84. Yeah, I haven't gotten a haircut in a while. I don't really typically get haircuts. That's why I wear lots of hats. If I were to give you just, I don't know, a roundabout number, maybe 30, 35 hats at a time. I'm a man of many hats, but I wear them for you on the show more than I wear them in real life. I probably have the two go-to hats that I'll wear out in public. Those are just fun show hats, bro, for you.
I've always got lids. Okay, what do we have next here? Tech Geek 23, Clay, why does your room look so depressing? The lighting always complete shit. Hey! First of all, new camera. Lighting is better right now.
Looks great. The new camera is beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Tech Geek 23. You should have already seen that my boy's looking more contrasty and sharp as hell. I'm
going to tell you here's a little secret, Tech Geek 23. Here's a little insider info I'm going to give you. When you are in a relationship with someone, here is a life hack for you. I am not saying that you don't have to sleep in the same bed with them. All I'm saying is it's really convenient when you can go to a room and not have to sleep in the same bed, because especially when my girlfriend's got to get up early as fuck and I'm stuck here working on the show, sometimes it's nice to not have, light going in somebody's face, tic-tacking away on the computer. It's also nice to not have to go to bed at 2 a.m. and have your significant other wake up at 7 a.m. So
yeah, man, you say depressing, we say comfortable. That looks comfortable to me. I would love to crawl right into that bed right now.
And you can see
and look at the dog, bro.
So the other bedroom in this house is kitted out for the dogs. So what do you want me to do here? I'm making the best of what I can. I've got some personality up on the walls. I'm working on the feng shui.
I like it.
Next, thank you, Tom. Next, viewer mail. Music Lover 77. I see beauty in this video, and it reminds me of God's wonderful creations. And I think that's just like a bot. I think this is just like a generic. Okay, so we did have. Hey, we are over like 3,500 subs. So in there somewhere, we must have got picked up on the logarithm. Just some bot accounts, but that's how you know you're making strides.
Or it's somebody that's a JW that's just trying to convert us over, and that's fine, bro. You can talk. You can speak.
So you're making strides.
Here. We're all friends.
Venture Secret, invest in cryptocurrency. Okay, Bill fans. Okay, so we got botted again. All right, but
I'm setting a trend here. I mean, we may have been botted at some point.
All right, well, don't check out Adventure Seeker 99. But hey, if you got the money to invest in Bitcoin, I look at how I live. I don't know what to tell you, but I make
actually just DM us on the side about this Adventure Seeker 99. My portfolio is always interested.
Make your own financial decisions. Don't listen to Adventure Seeker 99. So Clay, your name is never capitalized. Why? Well, Artistic Soul, because that's my artistic soul. I like how it looks in the lowercase, because it's a reflection of how little I think of myself. There, you happy? Artistic Soul. Jeez Louise. Let me have my artistic soul.
Yeah, man. I mean, he could spell it any way he wants.
Get free gift. Okay, enough of that. All right. Sometimes you guys say epic traverser, and other times epoch traverser. Which is it?
Well, I mean, I feel like you can say it any way you want. Thank you very much. But I believe it is spelled like the latter.
Yeah, it is epoch. And I think sometimes maybe just the quickness at which we are saying it may come across as epic. Maybe sometimes it's just like a like subconscious. It is so epic what we are
Yeah,
doing.
bro.
It is.
Tupac Shakur didn't sound good. It'd be Tupac Shakur.
And often, not every time, not every time. Sometimes there is bourbon in this glass. Right now it's water, so maybe sometimes I've had a little bit of bourbons and a little slippy.
I mean, we could do a super cut on season 1 of all the words I said fucking wrong. So, that's probably coming soon, by the way.
But it is Epoch Traverser. And we couldn't do the show without you.
Bookworm
Epoch,
58.
you great hunk of junk. And what do we got next here? We got every episode. You guys skip over a bunch of stuff that happened that year. What gives? Okay, well, maybe you haven't been watching the show. Hey, listen, it's not up to us what we cover. We get spat out stuff from AI producer and Epoch Traverser.
Yeah, dog. So, and like if you have watched most of the show, look, we let you in on what's going on here. We tell you what's up. We have evil galactic overlords. They're making the calls here. We're paid help. We don't really get that level of decision making here on the show.
Doesn't mean that we're not going to hit the year again and get listen. And you know what? Hey, sometimes we do some stuff for the Patreon that maybe we did.
Stargazer 22. This is right up your alley.
Maybe we did talk about something that happened that year that we didn't cover because maybe it was maybe we just talked about a little sneaky part, little man, part of the Patreon.
Extra category.
So yeah, I mean, we are at the mercy of our galactic overlords, but hey, we try to get not necessarily what is important, but what is given to us to give to you. So
hey man, we make it work. We're rolling with it, and like Clay said, we'll be back. We might be going back to any of these years with all new categories.
Yeah. So yeah, look just like this one. This is our segment too. So yeah, but listen, there's always more. There's always more here on Anachronology. We have Foodie Fanatic. How come black guys like fishing so much? I know white people like going fishing too, but they're usually in boats. I've seen a lot of videos of black people fishing off bridges or the shore.
I mean, I guess that's a very interesting question. Foodie Fanatic 91. I mean, that one that I'm not at any liberty to answer.
And you misspelled fishing the second time. You put finishing, so I guess that's your.
And also, what is this pertaining to? Is it? We don't remember us talking about black guys fishing.
Dude, I think this is just like, I guess his feed is videos of our show and some black people on YouTube fishing. I guess so. Okay. I don't know. Foodie
Fanatic. Bassmasters.
Did you guys stop making? No, we did not stop making. Look at this is a new episode right now, season 2, episode 1. So Fitness Freak 56. I hope you liked the commercial for Uno Dos Tres Bade. If you are not bilingual, use Anachronology to get 10% off your first set of instructional videos.
Oh, hells yeah. Now I'm wondering, lots of questions here. Fitness Freak 56. Are you 56 years old? Were you born in 1956? If so, wow, amazing that you're keeping that fitness regimen that tight.
Are you a New York Giants?
Yeah, welcome to the
Taylor 56.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah,
do we have any more? That is all from our viewer mailbag. Thank you, viewer mail, except for fucking Foodie Fanatic. That was a little bit out of left field. But coming up, we have more categories to get to. So stick around. We have to take a short commercial break.
We'll be right back.